Okay, well, I think we can get started. First off, I want to say thank you so much to Abigail and Mika for joining us. I know you both are very busy as you're a few weeks into starting school. The two of them have just joined university in their first year, so that's a very exciting time. And I'm so grateful to the both of you for taking time out of your busy day, a busy evening to meet with us and chat about your experience as EFAC scholars and going through the program and what's ahead for you. And thank you to many of our staff members who've joined today, as well as many of our wonderful sponsors. I see a lot of great sponsors here. So thank you so much for taking time out today to join us. We're happy to have you here. And with that, I would like to pass this over to our CEO, John, who will say a few words before we jump into the program.
Hey everyone, it is a wonderful evening here in Nairobi, Kenya, and we're just excited to keep pushing on. Thanks everyone who has committed time to be here today. We are excited to have you, and more importantly, to host our two scholars and just get to hear from them. For us, it is a privilege that this is possible. And so we are looking forward to a wonderful evening and, of course, mid-morning for you guys, some of you who are in the US. So thank you very much, Abigail and Micah, for offering yourself and, just coming to share with us. And I think because we are getting a little bit late with time, I would want just to go ahead and pass um, the mic to Eric and have him lead us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our CEO John. Thank you to our sponsor manager Kayla for starting us off, and thank you to everyone who's joined us this evening. In Kenya, we say asante sana. So thank you for coming. You can try that out after the session. Asante sana. That is say thank you very much for brothers and sisters in the US. Today we are excited to have this session. It's going to be an interesting, insightful session for all of us. And as Kayla said, we are so grateful to all our sponsors who are joining us. We don't take it for granted that you have found time to be with us, and also that you always support our mission. And to our scholars, Micah and Abigail, I know you're leading the conversation today, and we can't wait to hear from you. So, as we start off, I will go right direct and just ask our scholars to introduce themselves, but I'm going to ask first Abigail, just your name and what you're currently doing, Abigail, and then I will go to Micah and we'll go on with the questions. Yes, Abigail, how are you? How are you doing? Which part of this beautiful country are you in? And tell us about your name.
Thank you, Eric, for that opportunity. My name is Abigail Omufoko Maganga. I am a Luya. My tribe is Luya. I come from Bungoma County. Bungoma County is found in the western region of Kenya. And currently I'm doing clinical medicine, a degree in clinical medicine and community health from Kirinyaga University. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Abigail. For our guests, Bungoma County, as Abigail says, is on the border of Kenya and Uganda. So it's the farthest western county in Kenya. I will go then to Micah. Micah, you could introduce yourself, tell us about what you're doing currently.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Micah Chara Kenga, coming from Kilifi County. Kilifi County is found in the coastal region of Kenya. I'm now pursuing a bachelor's degree in education at Maseno University in Western. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you. Again, for context, Kilifi County, where Micah is coming from, is now the farthest on the coastal region in Kenya. So this is exactly the opposite of where Abigail is coming from. It's, of course, bordering the Indian Ocean. So that is where Micah comes, and he'll be telling us about how it is like to study in the western side of the country, yet he comes from the farthest other end. So we'll come to that later. I'll go right into the conversation, and we'll start with Micah again, then go back to Abigail. And I will just ask you, Micah, before we go into what you're currently doing in the EFAC scholarship, how was it like for you growing up? You could probably just paint a picture for us on how growing up was like for you.
Thank you. Growing up for me was nice growing up. I was raised in a family of 8 children. I'm the sixth born. So being raised in a family of 8 children, there are some expectations that uh, the parents have for their children. So being raised in such kind of a family, in a family we are 8 children. I have 3 brothers and four sisters. I'm the sixth born. So in this case, the sisters were the firstborns. They were born from the firstborn to the fifth born. Before me, we have only one young man. The rest are young women. So being raised in such kind of a family, you, you realize that uh, uh, as you head going outside the family, maybe joining school and doing other activities, you expect that maybe any young woman you meet, she's going to treat you like how your elder sisters treat you back at home, but that is not the case. So I was raised in Kilifi County, as I said earlier, in the Coast Region. I started schooling at Zikunze Primary School. Zikunze Primary School is found at Kilifi County, Uganda sub-county, where I was raised. There I started schooling in the year 2008. I started schooling at, I said earlier, Zikunze Primary School. My education there from class 1 to class 8. While I was there, I had the opportunity to venture in certain activities. I was elected as a leader since class 6, going to I was elected as the head boy back then in the year 2021. So it was nice being raised in such kind of a family and interacting with other people. It was really nice. Uh, uh, for some kind of reasons, back at home, when you get back at home, sometimes we will expect that to find all the people back at home so that they can receive, but times they were not there, and at times I will find them there. And that was a very nice opportunity. Having an opportunity to interact with both
Sorry, Micah, I don't know if it's only me
other
who's losing you.
people, both my siblings
Kayla,
when I came back from
Kayla,
school.
can you hear Micah?
And that was very nice.
Kayla,
Can you
you're
hear
on
me?
mute.
Micah, you're just cutting in and out a
Hello,
little bit.
can you hear me?
We are losing you a little, Micah. So what I'm going to propose is if you can just try and log in again as we listen into Abigail listen from Abigail, if that's okay with you, Micah. Your internet seemed to be cutting you off.
Okay, let me try to log in again.
All right, thank
Let
you.
me
Thank
try.
you, Micah. But we'll come back and pick it up from where Micah left. Micah just told us that for those who missed part of his conversation, that he was born in Kilifi County, was able to school there up to class 8. Class 8 is the equivalent to grade 8, and part of what he did was that he was a leader and was elected school president while in school, and some of that is one of the main tenets we look at in even offering the EFAC scholarship, and it's proof that he's a deserving scholar at that point. So I'll go to Abigail and first ask Abigail the same question, and then we'll come back to Micah, hoping his internet will be sorted. Abigail, just tell us about you growing up in Bungoma County. How was it like? How was life with your family and at school?
Okay, thank you, Eric. Personally, I grew up knowing that my parents are my siblings. The reason is because my mom gave birth to me when she was 17 years old, and my dad was 19 by then. So I thought they were my siblings until I was in grade 1. So I was born in Bungoma County in a small village called Slaughter. And I started schooling in 2010. So my childhood life was a bit complicated and hard since my parents were just young and they were struggling to make life. They were too young to depend on themselves. I went to the same primary school that I went to kindergarten to, and my primary school life was more of leadership from grade 2 to grade 8. Teachers trusted in me and believed that I could be a good leader. And most of the times I couldn't even ask to be voted for because teachers could automatically appoint me to be the class prefect from class 2 to grade 6. In grade 7, I wasn't a class prefect, but in grade 8, I was a school president. So life in primary school also was a bit competitive because I've always been position 1 since I was in baby class until I was in grade 6 when academics started being hard on me. But I still tried my best. And the reason why I went back to being position 1 is because I was beaten by my primary school teachers because they knew I was a bright student, but I was just joking around. So when I was in class 8, I was the school president, and I still managed to be position 1 in the whole school with 377 marks. It was called Naitiri RC, a public school. I got 377 marks, and that was an opportunity for me to join EFAC since to join EFAC you must have scored a 370 marks and above. So my 370 was an opportunity to join EFAC. That could be a plus and a relief to my parents since they were, I think poor is the right term to be used. They couldn't afford my fee. In primary school, I wasn't paying any fee. I could only pay 300 for exams and 1,000 for class 8, and that was it. So I came to know about EFAC in class 8 when my grandfather told me he knows about EFAC and he thinks that could help me study in my high school and in my university. And then he gave me the form. I filled, and fortunately I was called for the interview, and I passed the interview, and I was given the scholarship. I was called for the induction meeting in Nairobi, and that was my first time being in Nairobi. Of course, I got lost, me and my dad. My first time coming to Nairobi was also my dad's first time coming to Nairobi. So we both got lost. We went around the town and we just realized we're still coming to the same place. We just going around one building, coming back to the same place, going around. But we made it. We called a relative who came for us because everyone that comes from Western to Nairobi knows Afya Center. So we had to go back to where we were like where we arrived at, and then we were picked. So we went for induction meeting, and it was nice knowing about EFAC, and EFAC gave us phones. My first phone, I got it from EFAC. So it helped me get friends in high school. Most of my friends were fellow EFAC scholars, and my friends in school also were my fellow EFAC scholars who we used to share our problems when we were in school, in high school. And EFAC also used to organize workshops for us to teach us how we are going to survive in high school. And high school was quite easy, but I wasn't a leader in high school. The reason is when I was in Form 1, I used to see how prefects couldn't settle in class. They were being called like after 30 minutes. The class prefect is called, the prefect in charge of environment is called. So me, I couldn't manage that. So I decided not to be a prefect in high school. But still, I was being appointed in some 1, 2, 3 things, maybe in leading groups, because my teachers in high school also believed that I got leadership skills. So my high school life, my favorite subjects in high school were math and chemistry and biology. That's why I'm going to be a doctor right now, because that was my dream since I was a kid. When I was 3 years old, when I could be asked what you do want to be, I could say I want to be a doctor, and the spirit maintained up to right now when I'm going to pursue clinical medicine. So my high school life, since I wasn't interrupted in any way, even though I was an A student, I couldn't make to an airplane. I don't know why, but at least I made to an A minus, and I was still happy because I was the top 10 among the EFAC scholars in our year 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am in Kirinyaga University. I'm pursuing clinical medicine. Thanks to EFAC, they gave us laptops for the last workshop that we went for, bridging to college, and we were taught different survival tips that we are already seeing them right now. Some of them we don't know if we can, because some of the EFAC mentors told us that they used to sell smokies. I'm not seeing students doing that here, but they told us that I think I'll see soon. But we are surviving, and we thank God and we thank EFAC, because
Great.
without EFAC, maybe you couldn't be here right now. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Clap to you. That's an amazing sort of life story you've given us. Before I go back to Micah, allow me take you back to your grandfather, because it looks like that's where it all started, right? It started with your granddad just sort of opening this way up for you to the point that you are. What would you say? How would you describe your relationship with your grandfather? And at that moment where it's your grandfather that is introducing you to this scholarship, what was the feeling like for you in maybe 30 seconds or so?
It was just, I think I'll take more than 30 seconds.
Okay, a minute.
Okay. Actually, the grandfather is my mom's stepdad. It's not my mom's dad. So it was my first time meeting that grandfather since my mom's mom died, and we went for burial, and that's how I met him. And he just looked at me and he said, I think this girl is so bright. We should try this scholarship for her. If the mother believes she can attain 370. He was a teacher by then, but now he's retired. He used to teach Teremi Boys High School, and that is how I got. But I felt I wasn't. I just I just knew I'm going to get a scholarship because I always have faith in what I do. I trust myself. I trust the
Mm,
process.
mhm.
But it was nice
Great.
getting the feedback. The news was great.
Great, great, and that's nice, and that's the courage we want from everyone needs that courage sometimes, and the hope that everything will turn out well, right? So kudos to
Yeah.
you. Here you are. I'll come back to you for more of the highlights. There are very many good things you've not told us in there. I think we'll be picking them and coming back. But I want to hear from Micah if his internet is okay. As we hear from Micah, I want to welcome anyone who's joined us while we are going on. Feel free to turn on your captions below on the tab below your Zoom. There is a setting, show captions. You can just click that or click the three dots. It will take you to a setting that allows you allow your captions. If you have a question and you feel like you'll forget, probably directed to either Abigail or Micah, you can type it into the chat and my colleague Kayla will be picking them up in the next few minutes. Micah, in a few, probably you just help us condense that. You had told us about how you grew up in Kilifi and how you even grew up as a leader. Tell us some of the highlights that were there while you're growing up. Because I'm from a part where we love food, I will ask you what was your favorite meal and and how was it, just the small little things that you remember from your growing up, maybe in a minute or so. Micah.
Thank you. Can you hear me right now?
Perfectly.
Thank you. So, as I said earlier, I was raised in Kilifi. So, you said I should say my favorite food, what my favorite food is.
Yeah, you have one. We know you people like
Yes, I
cooking
do.
in the coastal areas. So tell us about that. Would love to hear that.
Yes, I love to eat ugali since I was a kid till now, though I'm not a Luya. In Kenya, there is this notion that they says that Luyas like ugali, but for me, I liked ugali since I was a kid. Till now, I still like ugali. Uh, when I was a kid, by then my sister told me that when you are a kid, Mika, you are so harsh. You could tell us that uh, what you're doing is wrong, and I'm going to hit you. And I could pick a stick and hit them. Back then, I was extremely harsh. So they said that that was who I was. But till I came to realize myself in leadership in, as I said earlier, in primary education, I was a leader from class 6 to class 8. In class 8, as we were nearing the KCP examination, my mathematics teacher, Mr. Karema, by then, he used to teach us mathematics from class 6 to class 8. In our schools, we have teachers who can take a subject from the lowest level to the highest level. So this teacher used to teach us mathematics from class 6 to class 8. So as we were nearing the exam, I was the best student in mathematics by then. I could score 100, 108 by then. So he told me that, Amika, there is a certain scholarship that I want you to try, and that was EFAC. So he gave me the forms and he guided me how to fill them. And I feel after doing my KCP examination, I managed to score 392 marks, and I was called for an interview. My first interview was with EFAC in Mombasa. That was my first time stepping a foot in Mombasa. Though I live at the coast region, I just used to hear that Mombasa looks like this, Mombasa looks like this. But EFAC gave me an opportunity to step a foot in Mombasa during that interview. So I went through the interview, and thank God I was taken as an EFAC scholar. I joined Chavakali High School. Chavakali High School is in the western region of Kenya. Chavakali High School. In Chavakali High School and the coast region and western region, there are two different regions far apart. So there was that traveling from the coast to the western every time. I used to travel from the coast at the beginning of the term and going back at the end of the time. We used to have half terms, but I never went home for half term till I completed my secondary school course by then. So in Form 1, I was appointed as a peer counselor. In Form 1, I was appointed as a peer counselor by the class teacher. She came to class and said that if there is any one of you here who has ever been a leader in primary school, I want him to raise the hand. And when I raised my hand, she said that I think you can be a good peer counselor to your peers here. You can lead them. So I became a peer counselor in Form 1, Form 2. And then in Form 3 second term, I was elected as a prefect. So I served in that capacity as a prefect till I led in Form 4 second term, where I decided to leave the leadership position and focus on my studies by then. So we did our KCC examination last year. So I managed to score a B plane, and I was called for a bachelor's in education science, taking physics and computer studies as subjects. My favorite subject in high school were Kiswahili and computer studies. So I'm now taking computer studies in university as my subject again. And it is really nice, interesting.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Micah. And glad to hear that your stories close to the same, ideally. Maybe by coincidence, maybe not, that you EFAC scholars would have quite about the same stories. Some, of course, would have different stories, but it's good to notice that we all come from backgrounds where we have to fight to be where we are and take our positions. Um, Abigail, just an interesting thing you're telling us about coming to the city for the first time. And immediately after that, you started coming to workshops. Most of these workshops were in the city. And maybe in a few seconds, how did you feel that you were thrown into this new setup in your life where you had to grow up real quick? Because I believe in Form 2 you had to come for a workshop in Nairobi, and so did you in Form 3 and in Form 4. And I now know you now are know your way around the city of Nairobi. How was it like for you?
Okay, the first time I knew I was coming to Nairobi, I was happy and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for a couple of days because I was just fantasizing when is first is this 29th? When is 29th August reaching for me to go to Nairobi for the first time? And getting lost, I expected, of course, because my dad is also outdated. But right now that I can't get lost in Nairobi because at least if I've made exposed like gave me that exposure right now, I understand more things. At least my mind is just not just focused in the village and everything in Western. At least for EFAC, I say thank you so much
Mm-hmm.
for exposing me. At least I'm exposed. I've reached so many counties in Kenya so far because I have to pass those many counties to be in Nairobi. And I
Okay.
also thank God that I'm now in the central part of Kenya. So I'll continue getting exposed. And I have not gone to the coastal region. That's what is me next.
All right. Thank you so much. Don't worry. Micah will be welcoming us to his home and we'll go all of us to the coastal region. For context again, Abigail is studying in the Mount Kenya region of Kenya, which is basically on the slopes of Mount Kenya. While Micah is studying just on the shores of Lake Victoria. So that's how, again, vast our scholars are spread all over the country. Micah, over to you. You've studied over high school and now even in campus, so far away from your home. How hard was it for you to do this? And on the positive, on the flip side of things, how has it helped build you to the person you are right now? Micah,
Yes, can you hear me?
perfect.
Thank you. So traveling from the coastal region to the western region is a journey that takes a minimum of, let's say, 12 hours from Kilifi to Vihiga by then. Vihiga is in the western region of Kenya. So me traveling from Kilifi to Vihiga gave me that opportunity to interact with different types of people and different races and kinds of people, tribes, and all that. I could meet people from the northern part of Kenya, from Turkana, people from the western region, people from Rift Valley, and people from the coast. So it gave me that opportunity to interact with them, getting to know how they live, getting to know how they speak and their cultures, what they like, what they don't, and all those kind of things. So that kind of experience has given me that, has made me to, I can now comfortably interact with different types of people from different regions in the country. In Vihiga, in Chavakali High School, I used to get surprised by how people would speak. It was very strange to me by then. It was really strange. Someone could say the word, for example, the word come in a certain way that would really make a person to laugh by then. I can't describe it now, but it was really nice interacting with all those people by then. And it has made me a great person now. I can interact freely with everyone, anyone. I can easily make friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. As we're still on that conversation, it's good that you're bringing it up that Chavakali High School is a national school. So you basically went there because you're getting an opportunity through your scholarship to attend a national school. What would you say is the greatest thing you took away with you from Chavakali High School? Like generally, what's that one greatest thing you took away with you from Chavakali High School?
The greatest thing that I took away from Chavakali High School is that whenever you get the opportunity to be in a certain place, know that that certain place that you are in is the best that you can be, and you can do the best and become the best out of you in that place.
Perfect, perfect. That's awesome. Thank you. You're a motivational speaker in your other life.
Yes, I am.
Nice. Thank you. I can attest to that. The staff in here, the Kenyan team can attest to that. I'll go to Abigail and ask Abigail that, Abigail, this is half of your what we call at EFAC your Wezesha journey, your journey through your EFAC scholarship. In the last 4 years, what would you say, similar to what Micah was answering to, but his was in the context of school. In your context, what's that you'd say IFAC has been greatly of impact to your life or your personal life?
Courage and being aggressive. Actually, through the workshops that have been always handled in the high school holidays, long holidays, I've learned to be aggressive since IFAC always give you an opportunity to express yourself and stand up among others and tell them how you feel and make sure that you're socializing with others and getting to know more about what you didn't know before you get the workshop. Like you can't get the workshop and then leave the workshop without having learned something new. You must have learned something new, and from that, at least, IFAC was also a reason why I'm so much courageous and aggressive. I can't keep quiet when I know something is wrong. I must just address it. And being aggressive has made me have a smaller circle of friends. I don't have so many friends because I'm so much aggressive. I think it's because the line between being aggressive and being rude is so thin. And most people think being aggressive is being rude because they don't like being told the truth and being told this is wrong, this is right. And also, IFACA has made me know how to socialize with people. I can't sit with someone like for more than 10 minutes without knowing their name and at least just sharing something and getting to know something new about someone else. Yeah.
Great, great. While we're on it, what is the one thing you love to do? I know you want to tell us about that. What's the one thing you love to do? And how is it going for you so far?
I love dancing. I love dancing every time. And I also danced during the workshops, since EFAC has that one day when we have to compete and show our talents. Show us what you got. Yeah, I just love dancing. It's nice. I still dance anytime I get free time here at school. I still dance. It's nice. I have a TikTok account. I call myself Cute Gail, and I also dance there. Nice.
You will have to share with us your TikTok account link. I will ask Phil to join you on the TikTok. On a lighter note. Micah, before we go to how you guys are now experiencing campus as we finish, I will have one question for Micah. But before I go there, we are heading to the Q&A session. So if you have a question and you'd feel like you want to shoot a question to either Abigail or Micah, please drop it in the chat section, and my colleague Kayla will be picking it up. But again, feel free to open your mic when we come to that session in the next 2 minutes or so, and just ask Abigail and Micah a question. Micah, what do you love doing and how is it going for you? Apart from your studies, Micah, what's your hobby? Yes, Micah, can you hear me? Okay. Seems like Micah is sorting out his gadget. But I'll stick to Abigail for a while now. Abigail, now you've joined campus, and this is another transition period for you. You're now going, you set out your career in the medical space. How is it so far? Talk to us about, you've been like 2 to 3 weeks old in university now. How has how has it been for you in the last 2 to 3 weeks so far?
I think so far nothing is new. The content is all about the sciences in high school are being expanded. It's a bit much of pressure since I thought I would be having more free time, but the other way around, because I don't have time, we might be having a lesson running from 7 to 7. But still, since it's something that I have passion for and it's what I wanted to do, I still don't have any problem about that. And school, generally, I've made friends. I've met my EFAC scholars. That's the happiest thing about it, because I always love to meet people I know in new places so that I don't feel lost and insecure. So I've met my EFAC scholars. We've talked. Some of them, I don't have anyone that I share a course with, but I have some of them that I do. I'm also doing medical related courses.
Mhm.
And we all complain where we need to complain because some courses are so tough, some units are tough. Cell biology is not nice, but but I'm trying my best. I love anatomy. It's the widest though. I love it. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be nice. I've got lost some 1, 2, 3 times, but right now I think I'm getting used to it. I just decided to get a day and go around the school and see all my venues where they are, and so that you don't want to get lost and look like a fresher. A fresher is a student who is just joining their first year. They call us freshers because you're fresh from high school. But it's nice. I'll get used to it. It's so far, it's so good. We are doing good.
All right, great. In the spirit of our motivational speaker, Micah, don't feel bad. Getting lost is your closest to to being found. So that's a quote for you. Take it away with you. Micah, I'm glad you're back. You can combine my two questions. How is campus coming out for you, and what's your favorite thing to do away from your studies?
My favorite thing to do away from studying is playing football. I recently joined the school team, and we have training sessions that run after studies from 4 in the evening. So when I don't have classes from 4 in the evening, I go to the field to train with the others. And after joining campus, the first day in campus, I got admitted and I was given a hostel to stay. So we stay 4 of us in the hostel. 4 of us, one hostel, 4 students. So the first day was strange because everyone is new in the school, and you just look at them and you just try to ask yourself where are they coming from. And after a short period of time, for like 30 minutes, we just sat and looked at ourselves. No one was speaking by then. It was really strange. Then I broke the silence. I asked them their names, where they come from, and it was nice. After 2 days, we started our classes. So when the classes in the first day, I remember getting to a medical class in the first day. So I went and stood at the door. I was really not sure, is this where I'm supposed to go for my first lecture in university? So the lecturer told me, are you one of us? And I was like, what am I supposed to say here? So the lecturer said, just come in, sit, and start writing the notes. We're waiting for you. Then the lecturer is teaching, and it's when I realized that I was not supposed to be there. So the lecturer closed the door, and I was the last one to get into the class. So I sat just before the lecturer in front there. So I had to write the notes in the first day in a medical class. As education students in a medical class, I had to write the notes. And students seated beside me were referring to what I was writing, but I am not a medical student. So it was
Nice,
really.
nice. And that's what makes you a scholar. You don't have to you can do anything anytime. We are overcomers like that. Thank you so much, Maika, for sharing that with us. I will be going to the session to the next Q&A session. But we have sponsors in the room. Mike, I'll start with you in maybe just 30 seconds. Um, what is the feeling you ever get when you hear about EFAC and knowing that someone somewhere within the country or outside in the US is supporting you in your studies? What's that one thing you feel towards them?
When I hear about EFAC, I feel that there is hope in the organization. It has given me personally, it has given me hope. It has shown me direction through the workshops that we have been. It has given me a sense of belonging. For example, I can now proudly say that I am Mika Kenga, who has been made through various processes since from 1 to Form 4. We have been through a lot of workshops, and they have IFAC has taught us many things. IFAC has given us hope. IFAC has given us that sense that you might be going through some difficulties, but there is someone outside who still can hold your hand and give you that and tell you that you can make it, you can do this. That is what I feel about IFAC.
Great, great. Thank you so much. That's nice to hear. Abigail, what would you say to our sponsors and to IFAC who supported you?
Personally, IFAC is like a savior. It's like a savior, it's like a mother, it's like a dad to every IFAC scholar and to any Kenyan who is being sponsored by IFAC. It's not necessarily saving education, but it's like saving a whole future of someone and a whole family. Like IFAC is just all guidance and support. It's guiding you morally, it's guiding you physically, like in all ways, all around. IFAC is everywhere. I'm a proud IFAC scholar, and all I could say about it is thank you so much to our sponsors. You're just the best. You've saved lives, you've saved families, you've saved future, you've saved education. You're the best. Thank you so much. Like, just feels nice when you have a problem, you know, you can contact any IFAC mentor who can talk to you and tell you you can do it, everything will be fine, there's no problem. And the fact that EFAC is also catering for us, for our needs, like paying fee and is still giving you stipend to keep you going. You can't, huwezi nama. Nama means, kuinama means missing a meal for those who are not Kenyans. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Musiname, don't miss meals. Thank you so much. We'll go to a short Q&A. Sorry that we are taking, our time is far gone, but I will hand it over to Kayla. Thank you so much. My name is Eric. I didn't tell us I am the communications officer at EFAC. Kayla, over to you.
Thank you, Eric. You did a wonderful job. We have a couple questions that came into the chat. The first one, I think this would be a question for you, John. This is from Brian. It says for the staff in Kenya, how do you publicize EFAC to elementary schools?
Oh, thank you, Brian. In the beginnings, EFAC used to be hosted at African Nazarene University. And African Nazarene University had an education program. And so through the education program, the teachers who are coming to train, majority of whom were coming from all over the country, became the conduit for distributing our forms. And, up to now, by the way, we still believe that by and large, teachers help us to identify the true needy scholars. They are normally very objective in knowing the kids that would be better beneficiaries of our scholarship. So, and we've retained some of those teachers in our network. So teachers is one of the networks that we use to distribute our forms. We also partner with a number of community-based organizations or CBOs, and those also we send out forms to them. They are able to reach most of the most marginalized communities. Like Mike, I believe we must have reached him through a CBO in Kilifi. Then we currently, of course, we've been blessed now with the network of our alumni and our scholars. So they're also helping to distribute forms. Of course, we still go through due diligence in trying to determine the need level. Just this year, we've tried, we actually did an invite online. So we also publicized our form on our website. And that has brought in a number of applications as well. But in the organization, we also have some partners that we work with who are either contributing partial or paying partial fee for some of our scholars. So they also give us students. So it's various ways of doing that has helped us to reach the needy in our society. Yeah. There are some parts of the country that we had not significantly reached out to, and that has been part of our strategy this year. The far places like Turkana. So we've intentionally sent forms there. We've used teacher unions to distribute forms. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, John. We have a question for Micah. It says, Micah, being able to further your education, especially coming from your community, is truly special. How has your experience of attending a national school and now university influenced your peers back in your neighborhood?
Attending a national school for me was a miracle because it was an unanswered prayer. I really wanted to go to a national school while I was a kid. So what attending a national school for me has brought back home is that it has enabled other kids back at home to strive and ensure that they score high marks when they are doing their exams so that they can also join those schools, because joining those schools brings hope, and joining those schools ensures that they get quality education so that they can come back home to change their families. So, for example, right now back at home, there are these friends of mine who are telling me that, who are always asking that, where are you right now? You cannot see back at home. And I'm telling them that I'm at school right now. I'm at Maseno University. They say that I would really like to join you when I finish my high school education. So it's given them hope. It's given them, they cannot say that we can make it because Mika made it to the university. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have a question, and I think I'll just speak for those who are not as familiar with the education system in Kenya. But John, can you elaborate on what a national school means, and how that falls in the rank and file?
Yeah, of course, the way schools are categorized is changing again, but for a number of years, we had schools that were called national schools, and there were very few. There were reserved schools for students who have performed exceptionally well. So in terms of grade equivalent, those who would score like A minus and A's in their grade or elementary school exams would be going to the national schools. And then we had what we would call extra county. So the next level was extra county. So this again, good schools in different counties, that would be the next category in terms of rank to the national schools. So again, those who take maybe equivalent of B, B minus, B up to B plus. Then we had county schools, which would now take the average performance in primary schools in terms of performance. Then we have sub-county schools, which will take just below average. So getting into national schools meant you are an exceptional student in terms of national exams. And they are categorizing them differently this time around because there's been a change in the education system. But they will still, for our case, the schools that we partner with will be at the top category of the schools. Now, what does it mean to be in those schools? One, of course, they definitely have better facilities than the other schools. Unfortunately, and this is where we talk about maybe equity, lack of equity, the best teachers are moved to the national schools. And once the schools have good teachers, it is very difficult to get them transferred to those other lower schools, even though they are all teachers by the same employer, if I would call it, by the same government. So they have the best resources in terms of personnel and the best facilities for the scholars.
Thank you, John. Any other last questions before we wrap up? Okay. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time. Oh, was someone to say something?
I was just gonna say, do the scholars have any questions for us, Micah and Abigail?
Anything that could be done better from a sponsor standpoint or program standpoint? I know you have great experiences right now. Anything we can do better for you? No? Okay.
Abigail, how do you feel as a lady pursuing medical course in a public university?
Question.
As if priest?
She may have, yeah.
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 Frozen.
Oops.
Oh, sorry.
Mika, what about you? Did you hear Sean's question? He was wondering if sponsors can do anything else to better support students.
For now, I think that what EFAC is doing to the students and the scholars in all the nations is great, and I can say it's more than enough. It's very, very, very nice, very good. Yeah, thank you so much.
Great to hear.
Well, thank you all for taking the time to join us today. It's been a really nice afternoon getting to hear from Mika and Abigail. And our sponsors, thank you so much for joining us. Our program wouldn't be what it is today without you. So thank you so much for your dedication, your commitment to our student education and their growth and development. I think seeing Abigail and Mika now at this point is a really exciting milestone as they're about to or continue into their post-secondary education. Thank you, everyone. John, do you have any parting words for the group?
Yes, sure. When you and Eric and the team began to put this together, I knew it would be good, but I didn't think it would be this good. And really, the two scholars have been an eye-opener. I think we need to do more of these webinars and these touch connections. Thank you, Micah and Abigail, for offering yourself to just come and share your experience with us and speak to us. And to all our partners and sponsors who are here today, we offer our gratitude. Thank you for the support that you are offering. I can assure you that your investment is actually changing, transforming these young people and enabling them to be who they are. If you talk to these two 5 years ago when they were joining the program, you'd probably be doubting whether they would be the kind of people you are seeing today. So we know that so much has gone into helping them to be who they are today, and we look forward to their success in the university. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Have a great afternoon and evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.